Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to Week 7 of the NFL slate. Time is flying. It's been one of those years for me, guys. One of those can't get right football years. My fantasy football teams suck, both of them. Just can't make the right play. I can't start Stephon Diggs when he goes off for 46 points. I have injury problems in a different league where it's like I have right now Devontae Adams, Hollywood Brown, AJ Green. I mean, it's like everybody's out. Josh Gordon out. I have to go pick up the Allen kid from Lazard from Green Bay to plug and play this week. It's been rough. The gambling's been a little bit rough as well, not going to lie. I know 13-17 doesn't sound all that bad, but that's just the 5 games that I go with you guys. It's been a little rough under the covers over here, so to speak. But at least here, I'm at the bottom, but I'm alive. Alive and well, alive and kicking. And really, I think this is the most buttoned up I feel about a week in a long time. Got to give a quick shout out to David Nolan. He's the league winner last week. Some stinkers out there. We don't lose any ground to Joe. We all gain ground on Joe there. I like that. So that keeps us alive. Not too far behind. Not willing to panic yet. But I really did want to give all the games some thoughts. Not just worry about would I be interested in this or not? No, I'm going to really look at every game and really give it my full thought. One suggestion that would have, I love this, and this is not me criticizing, it's just something that I think might make this a little bit better next season, is that I know like right now we have to pick 5 games every single week. And that's kind of easy during full slates and whatnot, or even if it's just a card that you love, it's easy to say, oh, I love 7 games this week. Now I'm trying to pick 5. And then there's other weeks where you only like 3 and you got to add 2 that you don't really like. Maybe next year we can just pick 85 NFL games throughout the season, week by week. So it'd be kind of interesting, to see one week somebody goes crazy and picks 9 games, somebody else only picks 2. We'd all have to be, accountable on our own to pick 85 over the entire season. But I think that'd be some fun. You could see some serious swings that way. That'd be great. I think that's let me know what you guys think about that. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna do the normal here this week. I'm gonna do the ones I don't, and then the ones I do. We're gonna start off in Atlanta, Georgia, with 2 of my most disappointing teams this year. The Falcons just can't get it right. That Falcons defense is it's horrendous. But I like the LA Rams here. The Rams terrible last week. Last week there was a point in the game where late 4th quarter they show a stat that Goff's 9 for 19 for 52 yards, just something unheard of. Really, those Niners really just beat the crap out of them. And the Rams. The Rams are 3-3, the Falcons 1-5. The Rams are a better team, but just kind of a suckerish spread. One of those deals. And so I've leaned Rams here. And just a quick aside, I don't know if anybody was actually watching that Falcons-Cardinals game last week. I was tuned in a little bit here, and do we really have to have the close in on the kicker who's 45 years old who just missed the game time PAT? The guy was about to cry. We've all been there. We've all done something stupid that we know we can do right 100 times in a row, and then the 101st time we miss. That's what the guy did. And I've got this bald old man, 45 years old, Matt Bryant, sitting on the sidelines, and we got to watch him on a knee, tearing up when he knows there's no way they're going to come back and win. No way he's going to be able to redeem himself. He's going to have to live with this all week. I don't like it. I know it's whatever. They got to show something, but I didn't like it. I felt bad for Matt Bryant. Moving on to the Miami Dolphins traveling to the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills laying 17 monster points, and I have one note on this game, and it's nope. Buffalo off a bye. The Miami tank train is in full effect. I guess I'd lean Buffalo there, but I'm counting on the Bills defense putting up 2 touchdowns. Then if they're going to cover that number, it might happen. I don't know. That's just a tough number that I can't get over, and I just can't touch that game. Anybody willing to bet that game? I'm good on you. give me your read on that game. We're going to move on to Green Bay hosting the Oakland Raiders, or the soon-to-be Las Vegas Raiders, as I like to call them. Green Bay only laying 5. That number's moved down from like 6.5. So I mean, like a lot of public money on the Raiders. The Packers have a short week, but their short week's at home, so I give that a little bit of a, whatever. It's not like they had to like come home from Detroit, go back to Green Bay, and play a short week. Green Bay has no wide receivers. I mean, none. Davante Adams out. MVS out. I don't know if Geronimo Ellis is going to play, but I mean, he got his head knocked off last week. So I mean, if there really is a concussion protocol in the NFL, there's no way that guy should play this week. So I mean, really, you're looking at like the 4th or 5th string wide receiver, Lazard, coming in, and he's going to have to fill a big role. And I'm not saying that they can't get it done, but I would definitely lean Oakland here. But that spread it's gotten the sucker zone, and I got to stay away from it. And that 5-point spread it screams don't touch. I'm going to move on to Washington, the nation's capital, where we got the 49ers, the real 49ers. Those guys are for real. Laying 9.5 big points this week at the Redskins. I don't think it's ever easy to lay 9.5 points in the NFL, but if somebody does it this week, it will not bother me whatsoever. I totally could be on board with you laying 9.5 points on the Niners, but they got a little West Coast to East Coast travel this week. They got a little bit of that and won a big game last week. This week is their letdown. I don't know. I mean, it could be. And if you wanted to take Washington, I'd just say Washington's just too bad. You can't take them. They're too awful. They couldn't cover against the Dolphins last week. So, just stay away from this game. It screams. Whatever way you bet on this game, you probably won't. So just stay away from it. Moving on to Baltimore traveling to Seattle. Probably one of the marquee matchups. I'm really looking forward to watching this game. Russell Wilson is probably one of my favorite players in the NFL. The guy figures it out. He's got the big paycheck now, and he's still figuring out how to win games. I like that. I appreciate that about that guy. I love the fact that he's toned back the running a little bit, but he's so effective with it when he has to, when it's open. I like him going on the road. I like that team going on the road and beating up Freddie Kitchens and the Browns last week. That made me very happy. I think I'm almost too much of a fanboy of the Seattle Seahawks this week to bet on them. I got to stay away, not let my emotions carry me into laying the 3 points against Baltimore because, Baltimore's not bad. I don't know what to make of them. I kind of think that they're a team that, is probably going to beat up on bad teams and lose to good teams, which would mean Seattle's to play this week. That's the way I would lean, but I stay away from my fandom, and I just watch and enjoy this weig. We're going to go down to Big D. The Dallas Cowboys are laying 2.5 against Philadelphia Eagles. This is a huge matchup for both these teams, both 3-3. These are definitely one of these two teams are definitely going to win the division this year. And this definitely is a pivot point. It's much like the game we watched last Monday night with Detroit and Green Bay. Where one of these teams is going to fall almost 2 games behind because of the tiebreaker. There's injuries on both sides of the ball. Both teams kind of beat up. Amari's down, the tackles out for the Cowboys. But if I had to lean one way this week, I'd lean Philadelphia and I'd take the 2.5. And it's just purely on the coaching matchup. Jason Garrett under way too much pressure. I don't think he can handle it. I don't think he's as bad as a lot of people make him out to be, but there's definitely the narrative's out there that he's bad and he's feeling the pressure, and I think it could crack. And I can see the Eagles going down there and getting a win. So I stay away. All right, guys. Let's go to the 5 games that I'm gonna play. No particular order this week. Kind of feel really confident about all 5 games. So we're gonna start out at the Meadowlands, where the New York Giants are hosting the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to play the Giants this week at -3 points. A couple factors that I put into play here is that, a little West Coast, East Coast, Cardinals having to travel, play a 10 a.m. game their time at New York Giants. The Giants have a little extra rest. They played Thursday last week, playing Sunday this week. They've been home for all those days. A little extra practice, a little extra preparation. I know the Giants' defense is kind of atrocious, but you do have a rookie quarterback back there. Maybe we scheme something up to get a turnover here and there and flip the game early in the Giants' favor. And the Giants are getting healthy. The best running back in the league, in my opinion, is coming back this week. Daniel Jones is going to have Evan Ingram back this week. So we got an extra target out there. We've got Saquon in the backfield. Play action is going to work a lot better. So, yeah, I think the Giants cover easy here. I look for a double-digit win out of the Giants this week. Maybe something like 27-17. Go down to Indianapolis, where the Colts are hosting Houston, Texas. Interesting that both these teams are coming off road victories against the Chiefs. I don't think we'd ever say that would be a matchup you'd have this year where two teams at the Chiefs are playing each other, or two teams that beat the Chiefs on the road are playing each other in their next game. But I'm going to take the Colts here this week. I'm going to lay the 1 point. Houston's coming off that big win at Kansas City, like I talked about. A little letdown perhaps this week. I could see that happening. Indianapolis was on a bye last week. Definitely some extra time to prepare. Get healthy for them, especially with T.Y. Hilton, Marlon Mack, both dealing with nagging injuries. I look to see them back at 100% this week. And I like the Colts. I like the way they play. I like they have a little bit of old school in them. They got a little bit of new school in them too. We got some flash there with T.Y. Hilton, but we can just give the ball to Marlon Mack and get 40 yards. And I love the way that I like both these teams, and the tipping point for me was a trend here that I saw and the coaching matchup. I like Frank Reich better than I like Bill O'Brien, and I also like that Indianapolis is 9-1 against winning teams against the spread over the last 10. So I go Indianapolis here as a pick. Let's go on to Ford Field, where our Detroit Lions, I guess Mike Dolan and mine, our Detroit Lions, not Joe's Detroit Lions, are hosting the Minnesota Vikings. I usually stay away from Lions games, and I can't this week. I just think this is too much value here with Minnesota. Only laying 1.5. I think it should be a straight 3-point spread. And it would be a straight 3-point spread if the Lions didn't get jobbed last week or screwed last week and all that stuff. But they did. They lost. Good teams win those games. I don't care about the officiating that much. Those are bad calls. But don't kick 5 field goals, take advantage of when, your opponent turns the ball over and all that stuff. And they just didn't do it, they just didn't do it. It was a total dick tease game. And, if you've been watching the Lions long enough, you're just waiting for that to happen. And I look at a few factors, the Lions' rush defense has been atrocious. It was bad last week. And now you're against Dalvin Cook this week. You're going to have to stack the box with 8. You're going to have to do a lot of creative things to try and stop that running game, and I just don't think the Lions can get it done. Dalvin Cook's going to have a huge week this week. Lions on a short week, but, whatever. I don't know if it's a huge factor the one day, but they are on a shorter week, so, that's a little bit of a factor. It does factor in a bit. So I just go Vikings here, and I'm happy with it. The Lions play close games. They haven't had any blowouts this year. Haven't been blown out this year. And I don't even know if they're going to get blown out this week, but I could see Minnesota being in total control of this game and winning. It's like something like 20-13, 20-16. So I happily lay that 1.5. We're going to move on to Chicago, Illinois, where the NFC Central Chicago Bears are hosting the New Orleans Saints. Bears laying 3 points, and that's the way I'm going to go this week. Number one factor, I think, is Alvin Kamara being ruled out for this game. That's a huge weapon that they lose. Obviously Drew Brees has been out, and they've been figuring out a way to grind these games out. But you play the Bears. Bears, big defense. I can see them getting after Teddy Two Gloves this week and causing a lot of havoc for him, and maybe him making a couple mistakes. Bears get a couple turnovers, push this game out to a 10-point lead early or something like that, and really holding on at the end. I don't have no faith in that Bears offense, but I look for that defense to maybe flip this game. This defense is good too. That's why I just think that the Bears defense early on maybe gets to Teddy a little bit, makes some bad mistakes, and we get up double digits early in that game. And honestly, the Bears were on the bye last week, so they get extra rest, kind of the theme of the week. And the Saints were on the road last week, so they went from Jacksonville back to New Orleans, now they're back to Chicago. So I like the Bears in this game, and I'm happy to lay the 3 points. I'm going to move on to Monday Night Football. Joe, I just don't understand how you can watch Monday Night Football with the Lions on it, and not just at least in a little bit of your soul, like, just be like, wow, what a huge week. Like, I remember when I was like 10, 11 years old, and like it was like the first time that I remember, like, I think it was 8. Like, it was the first time that the Lions were on Monday Night Football in my lifetime that I remembered, and they were like hosting the Raiders at home. Like, it's Bo Jackson, the music, and it's the only game on. And I really had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun last week. I watched the game with my brother. I got excited. I watched the whole pregame, and I'm the usual Lions fast and let me down. But Monday Night Football is a big deal to me still. I still like. I think they do a good job in that show. Anywho, moving on to my pick, I will take the New York Jets here, and I will take my 9.5 points. I just think. The Jets have a huge win last week. Yeah, there could be a little bit of letdown here, but I just think they look like a professional football team with Sam Darnold. They did. They look like a pro football team. They could move the ball. Getting C.J. Mosley back this week on defense, so they might have a little bit of a chance to. And that Patriots offense, how great is it? I don't know. In that Patriots defense, I don't think it's that. It's great fantasy-wise, but who have they played? It's that kind of thing. And 9.5 points in the NFL, guys. We've gotten so numb to these huge spreads that I don't think that some of us are taking. We're going to have to take advantage of some of these big numbers later on. This is a big number that I feel like I can take advantage of. Also, New England 1-6 against the spread at the New York Jets over their last 7. Guys, that is all I have. I will see you next week. Shoot me a text. Let me know what you think. Good night. Good luck. Good betting.